check. K6US, Delta Mike 06.
Hi.
Yeah, make sure, check your RF gain / squelch, because your RF gain's not up all the way.
Well, it doesn't need to be. It's driving a transverter on this band, so it only needs 2 or 3 watts, remember?
No, I'm not talking about your power. I'm talking about your RF gain on the receive side. It's not up all the way. There you go. You got it.
Okay, but I don't have any power output here. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, the 9700 is set to 2, so you're putting out 2 watts. Because I know last week you were popping stuff.
Yeah, you can overdrive it easily. It trips the M squared amplifier. I drive it too hard with the transverter. Okay. Good evening, all. K6MYC with 1079 1100. You're done mowing the lawn?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I got that done last night, and yeah. Well, fortunately, last night was just a front yard, but yeah, that doesn't take as long. But yeah, no, it's I'd rather do it when the sun's down when it's just hot. So, but hey, it's supposed to be like 95 by the end of the week, so that should be a lot better.
Yeah, this 108 stuff. It was hot today. I went out and walked around, and I thought, gee, this is miserable. I don't want to do anything here. I can work at that temperature, but I have to get into it. Once I start to sweat, I'm okay. But boy, I just walked from the house to the barn. I had a little hat on, and when I lifted my head up, I was totally wet underneath that spot where the hat was sitting. Just in a 1 minute outside.
Oh yeah, when the temperature's this hot and you go from the air conditioning to outside, it just hits you like a ton of bricks.
Well, I keep the house at about 80. In this end of the house that I walk out of, the bedroom says we set at 78, but I keep the rest of the house at 80, so it's not such a shock. But it feels cool when you come in. That's for sure. Okay, what's new? There was something I was going to mention here tonight. If we get time at the end of the net, well, we probably won't. This is a 2-net C tonight. We have to do that tomorrow night on 1296. I can finish the story about why the QSL cards from Delaware get screwed up. But there is a silver lining to the whole story, and I think you'll get a kick out of it.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, we'll have to, you can reserve that for tomorrow, but no big deal. I heard somebody else in there in the background, and of course you're pointed down south, so I don't know who the heck that was. Might have just been someone coming off of the back end, but yeah, I'll let you get started there. K6US 1079 and 1100.
Well, I'm going to point it up toward the Bay Area because I did hear a voice in here when you were on, and then you came in, and the little voice was so weak I couldn't tell, but it was somebody probably in the Bay Area talking. KW6S, K6MYC.
K6MYC, KW6S. Good evening, Mike.
Oh, good evening. You're here on time tonight, which is unusual. That's not a negative comment, it's a plus. I don't have to come back and look for you later. Usually when I come back and look for you later, you weren't here or you weren't going to be here. Anyway, good evening, Tom. Good signal. And we're just getting started here. Been watching the depressing news all day about this, that, and the other thing. But I think we'll be all right when all things are said and done here. Anyway, KW6S, we're not going to hear Lee on this frequency tonight, so I'm not sure who else was in here. Did you hear some chatter in here a few minutes before Aaron and I started?
I literally just got here. I just switched over from my other net, and he was still closing the net out when I jumped over here.
somebody was talking here, but it was so weak I couldn't copy it. And then Aaron and I started to chat about things, and I forgot I hadn't turned the antenna toward the Bay Area. There's no point in me starting down south because there's nobody that I cannot hear that's in the San Joaquin. They all come in fine, no matter where I'm pointed. So I usually start pointing at you. Anyway, good evening, and we'll see you, of course, in a little while on 6 meters, hopefully. We had a pretty good net last night on 2 meters. It was we had 44 check-ins, so that's been we've been running 42 to 44 consistently. We lose some and get some. It always averages about the same number, over.
Yeah, that's good. I should be here for 6 meters a little bit later, and unless I get goofing off and forget about it till it's too late, but maybe I'll set an alarm or something. But yeah, good to hear you here. I didn't hear anyone else, and I was out all day doing some antenna work with a friend, and next couple of nights we'll find out how we did. So I guess meteor shower coming. So Aaron's talk, I think it's Friday night on meteor scatter. It'll be well timed, although maybe last Friday it would have been a little better. K6MYC, KW6S.
Yeah, who knows? The sun's doing its thing, of course, and that big earthquake down in Colombia, what is it, over 200 now dead in that one with all the building that collapsed there. That matches up with the bigger one in Venezuela a month or so ago. So the sun is putting a big stress on the earth. I think there was somebody saying this is the year that the poles are going to reverse from north to south and whatever, but I talked to a guy up near Calgary today. He said every day I get up, my magnetic compass points a different direction because the North Pole is moving around like it's in a pool of water, over.
Oh, I hadn't seen or noticed that. I don't think I have anything that is based on magnetic north. Maybe I'll get my compass out and lay it here on the desk. Well, I've got too much other stuff here. I'll maybe.
Well, I'm not sure that he has the same magnetic North Pole that we have. Our magnetic North Pole from here, and I know this pretty well because I worked for Stanford, and we had to keep calling an agency that's part of Stanford, and they determine where. It's a geo people up there. There's another name for it, geo something. Anyway, they can tell you exactly where your compass is for your location. And it used to move, for me, it moved from about 15 degrees slowly down to about 12 degree offset. But he points much different than where I point. Our North Pole seemingly is over northern Michigan and up in that direction. So that's why we are pulled off about 12 or 15 degrees off to the right from where the true north really is, over.
Yeah, I went on to get my antennas where they should be, and I think I've done a pretty good job. I went on Google Earth and found some things, buildings and so forth out as far away as I could comfortably see, and lined up the boom of my antennas on that with a known heading off of Google Earth. And it seems to be fairly accurate. Maybe not for really precision microwave stuff, but since I decided to stop at 1296 and give up all the stuff above that, it is plenty good enough.
Yeah, well, all that stuff and all the aircraft stuff now is GPS, and they don't use magnetic north much for anything anymore. But back when I was at Stanford in the 60s, there was no GPS, of course, so we had to rely on either seeing the North Star, which is quite seeable if on a good night. It's the bright star off the bottom lip of the Big Dipper. the lower lip of the dipper, and sometimes the dipper can be upside down, so you have to look at it because it rotates around the clock as we go through the year. But it's always off the two stars that form the lower lip of the Big Dipper, and then the North Star is off of that a fair amount, but in that same heading. And so it's easy to find if you have eyes. Over.
So I'll have to. That's another thing. Probably steady up on one of these days.
You just lost all your power. Aaron, are you still there? Are you copying me?
Yes.
Well, I'm not seeing my needles move either.
You're making power.
Yeah, for some reason I have a real high noise floor here tonight as well, so that's not helping matters.
Well, I don't understand why I'm not seeing my meter move here. I had it moving earlier. Come on. There it is, but it's just barely going up.
Yeah, I've got my noise level's about a 3, and you're hitting me on their whistles there at about a 7.
Okay. Oh, let me turn up my power a little bit here. See what happened here. Boy.
Want me to turn?
Okay, we lost power here for a second. That's what happened. And I don't know why. It's happened in the kitchen. Now it happened in my room. It must be just the heat. The breakers are just giving up due to the heat. Well, the breaker box was quite warm. I think it's 108 here, probably 115, 120 in the breaker box. And then with the heat from the breakers, they just trip on their own here.
Yeah, well, you're up in good shape now again, so you can probably continue on and work the rest of the guys on the net here.
Okay.
And I'll be back for 6 a little later.
I don't know what's going on with my meter. I don't seem to make any power. I just don't know why that is.
Yeah, you want me to turn up your power a little bit?
Yeah, turn it up 1 notch and see what happens. Go ahead. Okay, let's turn it down. And we don't want that to trip. It's my power supply is tripping for the radio. It's an AC power supply. It's a big one. I'm not pushing it in any way, shape, or form here, so I don't know what's going on. Can you copy me now, guys?
Yeah, you're back, and I'm bringing the stream back up because when when the radio trips off, then nobody can hear you. Your power level set right. It might have gotten tweaked. Give me a second here. Yeah, it got tweaked back up. So I was messing with it. So let's get you back down. Okay, there you go. You're back at 2%, which is where you started.
Yeah, well, I'm tripping the power supply that runs this radio. I think I must have a problem in the power supply because I'm not pushing it. It's a 30 amp power supply.
Yeah, and that rig should only be pulling a couple amps, transmitting 2 watts. It should not be pulling that much.
I sure K6KLY. Guys, I'm having a little electrical problems here. I hear you, Russ. Copy me, Russ?
Yeah, roger. Got a real high noise level, but you're about S4, over.
Okay, I'm running the power a little bit light. I keep tripping the power supply that's running the radio. It may have a problem with the power supply. It shouldn't be tripping. I'm not pushing it. 30 amp power supply, and I'm drawing about 5 amps. Anyway, K6KLY, and why don't you tell me, push it around the group there and see who else is in here. May drop off at any time, so if I just go away, you'll know I've just popped a breaker and I have to reset. Over.
Roger. We got JNN and one other.
How about Fred? Are you in here, Fred? KD6SOK?
Yeah, SOK is in here, over.
Okay. I got it. Let me turn it over to Fred, see if he's hearing me. How you doing, Fred? Well, let me see if I can hear Jim. Jim, WB6JNN, go ahead.
Nearly S3. I don't know if you're going to hear me. I think you're running at lower power. You're definitely not very strong. K6MYC, WB6JNN, 285 standing by.
Yeah, no, I just wasn't pointed at you. Is this better?
Yeah, now you're 7 or 8.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm I'm having a breaker problem on a power supply that runs the radio. It's a strange problem that it just started to crop up here, so that's why I keep coming and going, and I'm running a little late here. Anyway, WB6JNN, K6KLY, KD6SOK, and I hear another voice in there. I don't know if it's Fred or not. Fred, make another transmission, and I'm copying. I've got the antenna now set up for Jim. I should hear you and Jim at pretty much the same heading. KD6SOK, K6MYC, over.
Okay, Mike, yeah, you're coming in strong. You're about an S9. I'm getting you about an S9. How am I coming in? Over.
Yeah, no, you're loud and clear now. I just didn't have the antenna far enough. This antenna readout is doing strange things to me. One day I have to be on the shy side of the right direction, and the next night I have to be 10 degrees past it. And I don't understand what's going on here. But anyway, I have to be clear up at 290 to hear you. Normally you're at 282, as you know. Anyway, good to hear you, and it was a pleasure to hear you last night on 2 meters with good signals. So anyway, the point is, if I drop out, it's because I'm tripping this. I'm running the amp now at very light, probably about 500 out, because I don't want to. It's a transceiver that's kicking the power supply out. That's the only thing I'm running on the power supply. Everything else runs right off the batteries on the on the solar system. And I should convert this system over. I have the device to do it, to get rid of this power supply. And when Frank gets here tomorrow or Thursday, I'll have him put the conversion in so I can run the power all off of the 50-volt supply, and I won't have this issue. As long as I have 50 volts in the batteries, I'm always going to be able to be on here. Anyway, good signal from you, Fred. KD6SOK, it's a crazy world out there, K6MYC.
Yeah, it is, Mike. Yeah, it is. Your 500 watts is doing excellent. You were peaking at 10 over 9, so you were peaking at 10 over 9 with your 500 watts, so it's working extremely well. You don't need any more power than that. That's really good signal. Sometimes you're like 20 to 30 over 9, but hey, I'll take 10 over 9 any day, so you sound pretty good.
Yeah, okay, thanks. You're very loud tonight, much louder on 220 than normal once I got in the right direction here, so I think conditions are good. I just have to point correctly. Let me shoot it back over to Jim. I didn't give him very much time because I wasn't sure if I had it right for you. And the case, Russ is in here too, K6KLY, but I don't think we have anybody else in the Bay Area for 222, but we'll take a check after Jim here. WB6JNN in the group, K6MYC.
Yeah, okay, Mike, K6MYC, this is WB6JNN. Well, I did pretty well the other day. I caught a guy in Alaska on the satellite. Time-wise, it's not a good time when the satellite's in a good position for them, because we're several hours ahead of them, so they're about the same time zone as and beyond, so we chatted for a few minutes. Not very long, because I think he was blocked very quickly by mountains surrounding him or something. It's another little problem you have in Alaska with satellites. All right, anyway, that's about it from here. WB6JNN.
Yeah, I missed one thing. Who was it that you hooked up with on the satellite?
Let me see if I can find, was KL2R.
Oh, Delta Lima 2 radio?
No, King Love 2 radio.
Oh, KL2 up in Alaska, huh?
Yeah, right.
Okay, very good. But you say he was having trouble as he was running Vox and it wasn't activating things right?
Negative. I said that he got some mountains in the way, I think, very quickly, because he disappeared suddenly, and it wasn't that far out of the Alaska zone. So they have tall mountains around there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good deal. And understand about the mountains. When you said mountains, I thought you said something else. All right. Very good. Well, we'll look for you tomorrow on 1296, of course. And same with you, Fred, and maybe even Russ will join us on 1296, but who knows? Ross, up to you. You didn't get a very long chance. You want to take a standby up there and see if there's anybody else that's copying you for 222, Russ? K6 Kilo Lima Yankee in the group, K6MYC.
Yeah, all right, Mike. We'll see what we got. Anybody else in the Bay Area wanting to check in here on 220? K6KLY for K6MYC. Standing by. Nothing on this end, Mike. We'll see you on 6 meters.
Okay, look for you on 6, Russ. Thank you. 73 for now, Fred. See you tomorrow. Same with you, Jim. K6MYC going up to N6RO.
7-3, everyone.
KM6SRR, number 432.
Okay, and I know you're going solo tonight. Good evening, Rob.
Good evening, Mike, and their participants. Just listening and writing down.
Okay. Well, who were you hearing in the Bay Area? Russ, probably, for sure, huh?
A little bit, and a little bit of Fred, too, which is kind of interesting. I can't make it out, but I could tell he was there.
Oh, okay, yeah. Fred had an unusually better signal than normal, so that was interesting. Okay. Well, let's see if Ken is in here somewhere. N6RO, K6MYC.
K6MYC, N6RO, Bozo 835. And high temperature was 92. And dinner is going to be good old chicken liver, onions, and other veggies. Nothing new to report in radio. Over.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm finding you over a very wide range here. I'm not sure quite where to point. Let me go back down here to 310 or so. Yeah, still okay for you there?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Notice everything has shifted by 10 degrees or so today, again, more to the north. The other day it was shifted more to the south. I don't know. I think it's the magnetic field. I was talking to a guy up in Calgary today on 40 meters, and he said the North Pole is moving all over. I think that we're in one of those cycles where the North and the South Pole are reversing. We go through it every third cycle, sun cycle or something. I've been through a couple of those reversals, and it's quite dramatic when you live near a North Pole or a South Pole, because every day you wake up and your magnetic north is in a different place. He said his moved 15 or 20 degrees every day. Over.
Well, I've never experienced that, but it's interesting. The magic of radio.
Yeah, we had this funny afternoon. All of a sudden, I went outside about 4:30 or 5, and I looked up. What the heck? It was a little cooler. We were 108, but it was cooler for some reason, and I was standing where there should have been sun, and I looked up, and there was clouds in the sky, so we had an overcast here, came in out of nowhere. Over.
Oh, well, sun has been bright all day here, so, although I slept most of the day.
Well, shame on you. You matched my schedule. I was awake all night, and I slept all day.
Well, I stayed up late watching television, sports, of course, and I like to keep watching and staying on the big boy locomotive 4014 as it's finishing up its nationwide tour.
Which team is it that's got the nationwide tour?
The locomotive, big boy, 4014. The largest steam engine built for reliable service in World War II.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about sports, not railroads.
Well, I watch sports and railroads.
Oh, I missed the railroad transition there. That's an odd pair. Over.
Well, it's what I do.
Okay. Very good. Good. Well, anyway, we'll see you in a few minutes on 6 meters, hopefully. No, there shouldn't be any problem there. I hope. I had the antenna glitch on me earlier. I will try it now to see if it's going to work. Oh boy, I'm locked up. I don't know what gets into that thing. I'll try it again in a few minutes. It's just all of a sudden it decides it isn't going to go.
Wonderful computers.
Well, it's not a computer, it's the controller, but I don't know whether the controller or glitching now. This has stopped at some weird heading at 310 degrees or something. I was trying to get it up to north, and it went all the way around. All of a sudden, it stopped like instantly at 310. I think it's 310 or something like that. Anyway, we'll figure it out, but that's toward you anyway, so at least I'll hear you on 6, over.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're always loud enough, especially if I point the small antenna at you, which I'll do tonight. 6RO, stay on 6.
Okay, Rob, take a little one with Ken there, over.
Yes, I'm barely hearing Ken, but I do copy his words there. N6RO, KM6SR. I don't know how you're doing with me, over.
Yeah, I notice you're down also. He's not copying you at the moment, Ken, over.
Who was that?
That was Rob. He normally hears you, but he's just running a stacked pair of hole loops, but he normally hears you on this bend.
Oh, okay. I got a bad carrier right at 222.1. I got the notch on, but it's variable in amplitude, so it's really covering up weak signals.
Okay, well, you wouldn't have heard him anyway. If he doesn't hear you, you got more power. You're running power on 220, I think, aren't you?
Yeah, about 200 watts.
Yeah, he's less than, I think he's 25 or something. You don't have the amp on, do you, Rob?
Nope, I haven't put it back in the shack there. I've got so much junk piled up, I thought it'd be safer not to hook it up. Yeah, I'm running about 20 watts on the old 736R.
Okay, yeah, he's only got about 20 watts, Ken, so that you wouldn't have heard him. And he's not hearing you very well either, so path isn't good north-south at the moment. 7-3, we'll see you on 6, N6RO, okay, 6MYC, moving on.
Right, we'll see you on 6.
How about Ken? Not Ken, but John. How about KR6MR? KR6MR or KW6, K6 Whiskey India Sugar, K6WIS or KR6MR, K6MYC, over. KR6MR, KR6MR, K6MYC. KR6MR, K6MYC, over. I'm trying different headings. Anybody else up there? 220 Bozo Net, check-ins, please. Kilowatt 6 Mike, Yankee, Charlie, QRZ. Okay, hearing nothing. Let's go up to Nevada. Here we are to Nevada. I might even hear, well, let's see. I don't think I'm going to hear, I don't think he's got 220, but I could be wrong. KD6BQ or KE7UQL, K6MYC. Daniel, are you here tonight?
This is 272, KE7UQL, over.
Yeah, gotcha, and I moved the antenna a little bit, and you popped right up there. KE7UQL. I can't remember whether Richards, I think Richards just got 432 and 1296 now, but he does not have 222 yet, does he?
That is correct. He does not have 222, over.
Anyway, we've got your 272, and you're doing good. Let me see if Rob is hearing any trace of you with his whole loops. How about it, Rob?
Yeah, in the beginning I heard his call sign and his Bozo number, so after that he kind of faded out a little bit.
Okay, Rob's only running about 20 watts. He doesn't have the amplifier back online. He's got it, but it's in the shack, but he doesn't. He's been moving things around, and he hasn't got it hooked back up again, so he's still barefoot. Okay, Daniel, 7-3. I don't know if you're going to try and make it on 6 or not. If you are, we'll look for you in a few minutes on 6 meters here. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow night on 1296 KE7UQL K6MYC.
Roger, we'll see you tomorrow night. K6MYC KE7UQL 7-3.
Mañana. Okay, 7-3, Daniel. Thank you. Okay, let me go back down. I don't know why John isn't here, but he wasn't here last night either. He may be tearing things apart down there. 340 something. KR6MR K6MYC, over.
KR6MR, Bozo 759.
Oh, there you are. Okay, well, if you give me a longer transmission, I'll find out where the path is for you tonight. It's moving all over for other people, so I'll have to poke around and see where you peak at. Right now, I got you at 350, which is way off, but you probably got a better signal if I get on you. Make a longer transmission, 30, 40 seconds or so, John. Sorry we missed you last night, but I guess you were busy doing something else, and of course we'll look for you tomorrow on 1296. KR6MR for a 30-second or so transmission, K6MYC.
Okay, my KR6MR, Bozo 759, long transmission. My microphone is picking up again. I had to microphone directed to the radio. Okay, now, it's only 99 degrees in the shack here. 83 outside, so maybe tonight I can open the windows for the first time in a while. Over.
Okay. We were 108 today. It's cooled off a little bit. Toward the end of the day, we ended up with some overcast here, so the day cooled down a lot quicker. We might not have made 108. It was 102. It was 102 at 2 o'clock, and that usually allows us another 2 hours to go even higher. But I didn't look at the meter. It was hot either way. So there you go. Good to hear you on 222. This radio, this is a 220. This must be a FT736. This is the one that has very high-pitched audio. I think we mentioned it before. Doesn't sound like you at all. And I think you're using a makeshift microphone package on that one. I looked around. I can't find any more mics for the FT736 stuff that I had. KR6MR, K6MYC, over.
Okay, Mike, it might be a little better now. I changed my dial. The radio does drift. This radio does drift, so I have to dial in another 100 hertz or 10 hertz or whatever the minimum number is on this dial here. Yeah, so luckily I got it here finally tonight. I'll look for you here shortly on 6 meters. Over.
Yeah, well, we'll look for you on 6. In the meantime, take a look and see if Paul is in here. See, I did not hear him on the bounce path, but he may be on the direct path here, or he may be getting home late or something. Give Paul a call, K6 Whiskey India Sugar. Go ahead, John.
Roger, Mike. Frank, K6WIS. K6WIS, are you in there, Paul? KR6MR, over.
Okay, nothing heard. Guess he isn't on tonight. Yeah, I can't remember what his schedule is. I'm not even sure he's still working in Berkeley. I don't know whether he's still going to work or he's retired from that job. I can't remember now. He's due to retire, I think, pretty quick. Anyway, 7-3 for now, John, and we'll see you in just a few minutes here on 6 meters. If I can rotate, the rotator's giving me a little trouble here. The controller is locked up or something. Anyway, we'll hopefully we can rotate, but it's more or less in your direction, so you should hear us anyway. 7-3 for now, and we'll look for you if nothing else tomorrow night on 1296. KR6MR, Meadow Vista, K6MYC.
Yeah, okay, very good there, Mike. I'll look for you in a few on 6 meters. So 73, KR6MR, QSY to 6 meters.
Okay. I heard CW in the background. That wasn't in your shack, was it?
I believe it was, over.
Oh, okay. As I'm not expecting to hear CW on this band in this direction, I don't think Richard has 222 yet. We'll see Richard in just a few minutes on 6 here. 7-3, K6MYC. Okay, Rob, I think we've got everybody. I was just checking to see. The rotor works, but it stops at 310 degrees. I don't know why. And it's running back and forth, but it just goes right up to 310 and stops. So it's functioning. It's just stopping before it should. I don't know whether it's off and I'm hitting a internal limit, or it's right and it's hitting something or something. It's a very abrupt stop. It's almost like a limit switch. So I may be pointed due north for all I know. Anyway, I'll find out when I hear some signals on 6, hopefully from Richard there. 7-3 on this band to you and Aaron. K6US, KM6SRR, K6MYC over to 6.
All righty, here we go. K6US.
Okay, Mike, I've got 11 check-ins, not very many. KM6SR.
You got what, Rob?
11 check-ins.
Yeah, way down from normal here. Okay, thank you.
Ken wasn't in on this tonight?
let's see if the signal's going up well, you might tell me, John, if you're copying. KR6MR, K6MYC. Any copy, John?
694.
I heard you, but I didn't get the call. Say it again. Say the call again that just checked in. Over.
694 BNW 6 GBS.
Oh, 694. Okay. Thank you, Ben. Based on the terrible noise I'm hearing, the antenna must be stuck at 300 degrees for some reason, so not sure why that is. Anyway, I've got a dinner in front of me here. I'm going to try and get a couple of mouthfuls in here. So let me just take 10 seconds and start to eat dinner here. Anything new with you, Ben?
No, not really.
Okay. QRZ 6-meter Bozo Net looking sort of north. Anybody that's hearing me, come on back. This is K6MYC Bozo Net. Check-ins, please. Who was that? Was that you, Aaron?
Yeah, Roger. You got me in hole.
Yeah, you're really weak. I'm not hearing anything from John, but the antenna says I'm pointed up at 310 degrees, but it sounds like I'm pointed northwest, right at my noise source. Let me rotate and see what happens with this noise source. That's really bad tonight. give me a little chatter or see if I can figure out where I'm pointed here.
You got pointed towards the Bay Area.
There we go. Yeah, so you're about 212 right now, 212.
Yeah, something's really wrong here. I got very, very weak signals from you. So you think I'm pointed at well, I don't know where I'm pointed. Let me go see if I get Matt to step out and see inside and see where the damn thing is pointed. I'm going to point it at south and see if he can tell me if it's pointed toward the hill here. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. I'm sorry about the delay, guys. This something weird happening here today with power outages and all sorts of stuff with this hot weather. I'll be back.
You're strong in Newman. That's 9.
1009. According to the screen, you're at 212. And
too many people talking at once. I didn't get anybody. Somebody said I'm strong. What?
Over here in Newman, you're just a little bit north of Fresno, according to the line on the YouTube.
Give me your call, please, in north of Fresno.
KJ6TYO 1009.
Oh, you're not north of Fresno. You're south of Fresno.
Well, I'm saying you're pointed a little bit north of Fresno. The line on the screen here shows you're just a little bit north of Fresno, so I don't know. You look like you're pointing right at me. I would think you would have a stronger signal.
Well, that's my point. I don't think I'm pointed where it says I'm pointed. Thank you, Ron. Let me go get Matt and have him look and see where it is pointed. I'll be back.
Roger, roger. All right. KJ6TY 1009.
Guys, Matt is going outside right now, and he's going to tell me where we're pointed, so we'll know something in a minute. I heard you, but I don't know who that was. What did you say?
November 6th, Bravo, Charlie, Charlie.
Oh, N6BCC. Okay, hi, Merle. Hang on. I'm trying to determine where we're pointed here. We got some pointing problems. Over.
Hey, Roger. Well, you're booming in pretty good up here tonight.
Looks like Matt says we're pointed due west, so I must be pointed right at the Bay Area. Anybody in the Bay Area copy K6MYC?
N5 NPD 1129.
Well, I had a whole bunch of people. I heard N5 NPD. Good evening, Brett. 1129. You're loud, so I must be pointed at you. Who was the other one?
K6TLY.
Okay, 111. So apparently, I'll just have to recalibrate here. Let me ask Rob to talk to Aaron a second. Aaron, K6US, are you there?
Yeah, I already closed it. So go ahead.
No, in order to do this, I have to disconnect the RS-232 line. I'm just going to unplug it, turn off the controller, disconnect the RS-232, recalibrate the system, and then I'll put the RS-232 back on, okay?
I already closed the software. See, I don't even think you have to disconnect the cable. I've already disconnected.
What do you mean the cable's already disconnected?
I closed the software, so you don't need to unplug anything.
Oh, okay, so I should be able to then recalibrate without having to disturb anything. Very good. I will just reset this thing to about 270 or 280, and that'll be close then. Thank you.
Okay, everybody.
Okay, let's see. KD6BQ, are you there, Richard? K6MYC? Stand by, Phil. I'm having trouble with the rotator controller. Is giving me erroneous readings here. Stand by, Phil. We got your 884. Thank you. CW station, you're 0 beat. I cannot copy your tones. Please move off frequency a little bit so I can hear you. Is that you, Richard? Go ahead again, the CW station. Very good. Well, I'm pointed close to you, somewhere up that way. I hear you, and this seems to be where you're peaking. KD6BQ 249 K6MYC. Thank you, Richard. Over.
This is Tom. You must be pointing pretty close. K6MYC, 36BQ, number 249.
Okay, yeah. I've got terrible noise here, and I'm going to try and turn the blanker on now again. Stand by a second. Blanker isn't hardly doing anything to this noise. Anyway, good evening, Richard, and thanks for coming in. I think I'm close to you there. Does my signal sound more or less normal, or am I down a bit? KD6BQ, K6MYC, over.
Sounds pretty good here. You're a little weaker than usual, but not much. About an S9, over.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my receiver is so clobbered with noise that you sound like you're S2. Let's see, Rob, are you copying Richard? Why don't you give him a call, Rob, over?
Yeah, I tried to peek on him, and I can't find him. I hear him in there, and I don't understand what he's saying. I've got a horrendous noise, so I got some kind of solar problem here somewhere.
Okay, well, we're both fighting a noise problem, Richard, so he's not hearing you very well either. But I think I must be pretty close. I had to recalibrate the controller, so I'm going by feel here, but I think I got it pretty close. I won't keep it. I'll keep it short, and I'll go back down and see if I can get John now, and I'll trust the readout as something that's fairly accurate. 7-3, Richard. 7-3. We'll see you tomorrow on 1296, my friend. KD6BQ, K6MYC. 7-3, Richard.
N6RO.
N6RO 835. If you'll stay with me a minute, Ken, I'm going to try to crank down toward John first, and then I want to peek on you because I know what your heading should be, and I'll know if I've got it relatively close to calibrated here. So let me just, oh, for crap's sake, I got a food plate in the middle of all this, so I'm dragging my mic cord across my food here. So hang in there a second, can you, Ken?
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to come down toward Richard now. Let's see. Here we go. Right about here. 340. This should be pretty close to where John is. John, I wonder if that's you're hearing me. KR6MR, KR6MR, K6MYC. Over.
K6MYC, K6MYC, KR6MR, Bozo 759. You're coming in strong. I'm picking you up very well while you were working Nevada. And hi, Ken. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, we got you. Okay, so I guess I must have it recalibrated pretty close here.
Okay, I'll show you at 340 degrees on my readout.
Yeah. Well, the readout's meaningless let's see, what happened was the readout and the antenna were in two different directions. The antenna readout said 212 and I was at 270. So I just recaled the control box to 270. I had Matt go out and look and see where the antenna was pointing. He says it's about west. So I may not be right on, but I'm within 5 or 10 degrees. Close enough. Very good, John, and we'll look for you tomorrow night, of course, on 1296. Hopefully we can make that one tomorrow. Everything, I think, should be working okay for us on that band. That's a different station out there. And right now the rotator control is working fine. I don't know how it got out of calibration, but it might have been me. I might have done something wrong, pointing at or touching something. Anyway, 7-3 for now. Okay, our 6MR. Hopefully, have you heard Darren on here at all?
Sorry, Mike, I have not heard Darren tonight. I also called him on FM Simplex. I heard nothing on there either. So 73, look for you tomorrow night on 1296. Knock on wood. KR6MR.
Yeah, knock on wood for sure. Thank you, John. Now, let me go down a little bit more to 320. That should be about right for Darren. KJ6 KFB. Darren, are you there?
You were actually better when you were pointed at John. Kilo Juliet 6, Kilo Foxtrot Bravo.
Yeah, you're not real strong, but I think I've got it pointed pretty close. Got your 759. Or 756. Thank you very much, Darren. Over. Got your 756. Thank you, sir. And I'm going to go get now. I must be coming close to. And a little bit further. This should be pretty close to you, Merle. 1134 KN6BCC.
Hey, Roger, Mike. You're sounding good up this way. I'm glad you got it sorted.
Yep, we got her out. Sorted out there. I should hear also in this direction KD6WVL. Are you there, John? Not real strong, John, but I got your 1179 all okay. Thanks very much. I'm keeping it short tonight because I'm trying to eat my dinner and also having controller problems with the rotator. I think I got it sorted out now, though. Thanks very much. Good evening, and we'll see you on Wednesday, John. Have a longer chat one of these days, and we got not so many bugs in the air. Hi. KD6WVL and N6BCC, K6MYC, clear and looking for N6RO.
I am here, K6MYC, N6RO, Bozo 835, in Charlie Mike 97DX, high temperature 92. Dinner's going to be chicken livers and onions and other veggies. And nothing really new to report radio-wise.
Okay. I don't think Rob wanted to hear your dinner, but Rob, say hello to Ken.
Hello, Ken. N6RO, KN6SR.
Okay. Maybe I'll change my dinner. I haven't cooked it yet. Just for you, Rob.
Okay, Ken. I appreciate that, but you go ahead and have what you like. That's what everybody needs to do.
Change the chicken liver to chicken thighs, you'll be okay. You still there, Ken?
Yeah, right.
I say, if you change the chicken liver to chicken drumsticks or chicken thighs, you'll be okay.
Yeah, okay. I don't have any of those, but next week.
Next week? Well, you can tell them that's what's coming, and then you can say, well, we just made a mistake on the menu.
Okay.
All righty. Anyway, good to hear you. And, of course, we'll look for you tomorrow, 1296. I think Rob's running pretty well on 1296, so he'll be in good shape tomorrow. You're copying Ken tonight, aren't you, Rob?
Yep, copying fine.
Okay, very good. I think I got this thing pretty well aligned now. I may take another standby. I'm trying to get dinner. I'm really hungry.
W6WZZ.
Yeah, that's the guy I was looking for. Hi, John. W6WZZ, 1145. Good evening. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Dinner was half a tuna salad sandwich and a spoonful of potato salad. It's currently 89 degrees.
Well, that's almost tolerable. You can almost get by without air conditioning with 89, huh?
I heard Kerry in there, Mike, 712.
89 outside. In the back house here, it's probably about 90 degrees. So weekend was in Salt Lake City, Utah, and it was 100 degrees, 102, and 103 each day.
Yeah, I believe it. Pretty warm all over the Northwest. We had 108 today and yesterday. I don't think it got to 108 because all of a sudden about mid-afternoon we got clouded over, which kind of probably killed the last 2 or 3 degrees, but at 2 o'clock it was 102, so we were pushing in that direction. Rob, did you say 712? Just checked in.
Yep, QSL.
Okay, I'll get Gary in a second here. Very good. All right, John, we'll let you go. And thanks very much for being there on 6 meters here. Pretty decent signal. I'm probably not quite pointed at you, but I'm close. W6WZZ, K6MYC, over.
K6MYC, Whiskey 6, Whiskey Zulu Zulu. 73.
Yep, 73. Now, anybody else in this direction? Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie, 6 meter Bozo, over.
Hi, Ken.
Hi, John.
Okay. I don't hear anybody else. Let me go right into the Bay Area now.
K6MYC, KO6ATE, 1264, over.
1264, 1264. Give me the... I got the number down, but I can't be sure I heard the call right. Give me the call sign again.
That's Howard.
Kilo, Oscar 6, Alpha Tango Echo, Howard and Clovis.
I didn't get that, Howard. When Rob calls in, he crushes my receiver, and it took about 3 seconds for the AGC to recover, and that's when you were talking. Try it again.
Kilo, Oscar 6, Alpha Tango Echo, Howard and Clovis.
Is that Kilo, Oscar 6, or... I'm just not getting it. I'm sorry. It's... You got to say it more than once. You're in the noise here. Both Rob and I have terrible noise this evening from power lines. Something in the neighborhood is really acting up here for me, and I guess he's got the same problem. So you're just barely above the noise, and that's why I'm struggling. And then if you only say the call sign once, I just can't get it. And you're not a regular check-in here, so I'm just trying to guess at who this is. Anyway, let me turn it to you again. With a blanker on and blanker off, it doesn't make any difference. A blanker is not taking out this very broadband noise that I've got. That's the problem. 1164, WA6. Go ahead again.
Kilo, Oscar 6, Alpha Tango Echo. Kilo, Oscar 6, Alpha Tango Echo, 1264. Over.
Yeah, very good. KO6 Alpha Tango Echo. And where are you located there? Over.
I am in Clovis. Clovis. Over.
Oh, Clovis. Off the back of the beam. Very good. Well, we haven't heard you very often. I apologize for not recognizing you. The call's vaguely familiar. The number's more familiar than the call sign there. Anyway, good. You're a good copy here. It's just that I've got this terrible noise and I'm pointed away from you, so you're off the back of the antenna. Are you copying them okay, Rob?
Yes, I'm copying Howard fine. How you doing, Howard? KO6ATE, KM6SRR.
SRR, KR6ATE. I have you Q5S7. Q5S7, over.
Okay, thank you, Howard. Yeah, I've got about an S5 noise up here now.
Copy that. Thanks for letting me check into the net, guys. Everybody have a good evening. KO6ATE 73.
K73, Howard. If you check in more than once a month, I'll remember you the next time. I'm sorry. Thanks much. K6MYC, beaming the Bay Area. Bay Area. Looking for check-ins in the Bay Area. K6MYC, over.
111.
R807.
Okay. I hear 111. And probably, what was it, something ending in 7. Would that be 177?
No, it's 807.
807, okay. I hear you, Stan. Let me get the antenna down your way a little bit more. Hang on. We're still struggling a little bit with our direction here. That should be better. Take a transmission and then shoot it to Russ up behind you there. K6KLY. Go ahead, Stan.
Okay, Mike, K6MYC, AB6SR 807. Yeah, you're about 5 and 6, 5 and 7 with me now, but had trouble copying you earlier on. The other thing is KA6UYH Chris is listening here, but he'll have trouble talking to you. 1226, I believe, Chris, so check him in for me. And I'll pass it over to Russ, K6KLY. Go ahead, Russ, keep things short tonight.
K6KLY, are you copying AB6 Sugar Radio?
I can tell he's in there, but not even Q3, over.
Okay. Anyway, I thought you guys would hear each other. These are Los Gatos. That's Stan. Anyway, looks like I've got the thing pretty closely calibrated. I'm pointed to right, according to my recollection of the right directions here. So after a little rugged start, the antenna was off 90 degrees. I don't know why. So we had to recalibrate before we could really get rolling here. But because my noise source was in a different direction, I got screwed up mentally because I was thinking, well, it sounds like it's right because there's the noise source, but it wasn't where I was pointed. I mean, the noise source is in a different direction tonight. Anyway, thanks for checking in here, Russ. I don't know whether we'll hear you tomorrow night on 1296, but we'd love to have you in there. We had 29 check-ins last week. We're trying to get to 30 and then some, over.
Okay, well, I don't know if I'll be around or not. It's, my social life. Anyway, Mike, why don't you put it on 285, and let's see if it peaks up here at my location, because you're supposed to be 285 direct to me, over.
I think that's 285 right there. What do you see?
Okay, well, it's about the same. No change. But much earlier, you were a bit stronger earlier, so I don't know what's going on. But if that's 285, you haven't gone up or down. You're still the same, over.
Yeah. So I'm pretty much pointed right at you. This is only a 9 element. This isn't like 1296. Anyway, thanks much, and let me see if I can copy KA6UYH tonight. Chris, when you come on, give me about 15 or 20 seconds to wiggle a little bit one way or the other, and I'll see if I'm not peaked right on you. K6KLY, AB6SR, and over to KA6UYH, K6MYC, over.
Roger, Mike, K6MYC, this is KA6UYH, Kilo Alpha 6, Uniform
Well, copy, Chris. You're actually quite good copy, believe it or not. So it's better tonight than it was. Were you able to raise it, or it's just where it was last time?
No, it's in the same position, and just to give you a little bit more data, I'm roughly about 13 feet from the ground up, so we're not at the 15 to the 18, which would be the wavelength that it needs to be at. And then we're about roughly a little bit more than 4 feet clearing the roof, so we're out in the open anyway, or above the roof line. So, I don't know. Anyway, at least where I'm able to work you, I am running you on the preamp, though, in order to receive you.
Yeah, I think overall we got pretty good conditions. Everybody sounds pretty good tonight once I got pointed at you. When I point 90 degrees off, everybody was weak for some reason. Very good. Well, it's working tonight. It's not bodacious, but it's certainly readable. And it would be a lot nicer if I didn't have to listen to this buzzing noise in the background. Thank you, Chris. Good to hear you. And we'll see if there's anybody else out there on 6 meters there. KA6UYH for your final K6MYC, and we'll see if anybody else is there.
All right, Mike, sounds good. Glad we were able to work each other. Propagation seems to be in favor tonight, and so I'll say 73s. I haven't heard Gary for a couple. I didn't hear him last night, and I didn't hear him tonight, so I hope he's all right. Anyway, 73s, KA6UYH is Chris.
Okay, very good. KA6UYH. I moved the antenna back and forth a little bit. I didn't hear any change, so we must be awful close to the peak here. Thank you, Chris. 73. K6MYC, Bozo Net, 6 meters, looking for check-ins in the Bay Area.
KW6S.
Well, you're loud. You're so loud you're crushing my noise blanker. KW6 Sugar, go ahead.
Yeah, well, when you were just working with your antenna before you were doing the recal, yeah, you must have been pointed at me because I didn't have my amp turned on, and so it was on a deselected antenna, and you were still making it through the lack of isolation in the diode, or the antenna switching. So I turned things on, and then you got moving on, so... but you were certainly pointed at me when you started that process. K6MYC, KW6S.
Yeah. Well, you're right. I finally had Matt go out and look, and I thought the readout said 212, but when he went outside, he says, you're pointed at west, which is 270, which is right on you, plus or minus a few. So your comments are right on target. Let's see if Rob's copying you there tonight. How about it, Rob? KM6SRR in a group K6MYC.
Yep, got a good signal on Tom there. How you doing, Tom? KW6S, KM6SRR.
KM6SRR, KW6S. Boy, if I had a noise floor, or if I had any noise, I'd have trouble getting you tonight, but it's really pretty quiet on this band, so I'm hearing you in pretty good shape. And this will give Mike a chance to chew a little bit. KM6SRR, KW6S.
Yeah, I went a little further north for you there, and I think I might have improved a little bit, but yeah, I'm having a heck of a time with noise, just like Mike tonight there, over.
I think I lost the formula here. You're dropped down to, I'm just barely hearing you now, and I missed part of that.
Okay, yeah, I moved the antenna. I thought I was peeking up on you, but probably did the opposite. Anyway, thanks for being there, Tom. KM6SR.
Very good. Well, I'll let you, I guess you probably still have a few more to get, Lee being one of them, possibly. KM6SR, KW6S, back to you, Mike.
Okay. Let's see if Lee is in here. Alpha Foxtrot 6 United. How about it, Lee? AF6 United, Watsonville area, K6MYC.
K6MYC in the group, AF6 United. Good evening.
1098, gotcha. Big signal, over.
Roger, roger. Everybody's coming in here pretty well. KM6SRR, if you're out there, I'm not sure if you can copy me, but you're coming in here tonight S5, which is just phenomenal. If you're out there and can copy me, go ahead.
Yeah, Lee, I got a good copy on you, louder than Tom, which is unusual there. So it's working tonight. Thank you, AF6 United, KM6SRR.
Roger, roger. Well, that's that's a once in a while kind of thing, I guess, for us. So very good. Good to hear you out there. Back to you, Mike. Alpha Fox 6 United. Back to K6MYC.
Okay. Very good. Rock solid. Anybody else over on this side copy on Tom and or Lee there? We're missing some of our regulars here. Alpha 6 Sugar is not here tonight. WA6AAJ is not here. WA6OIB. So the three bigger guns in the area are not here. But let me just see. Anybody copying the boys in Santa Cruz and Watsonville? K6MYC standing by.
WSC 775.
I hear KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. I went past you, Mike. I won't back up, but we've got your 775 in there, not strong but readable. Good evening to you, and thanks for being there, and we'll hope to hear you for sure tomorrow night on 1296. Do your best, okay?
Roger. I'll definitely give it a try. Thanks. Yes, good evening. Thanks to KB6WFC 775 clear.
Okay, 7-3. I did move the antenna at the end there, and you came up a little bit. You're pretty much spread out all over the Bay Area. You're leaking through all the crevices there. Hi. Good evening from Daly City. It was only 108 here yesterday and today. Over.
Yeah, I have 56 right now in overcast. Over.
Okay. Well, we got your overcast, but it didn't happen till about 3 o'clock. So it didn't have much effect on the temperature. Hi. 7-3, Mike. Good to hear you. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie 775 K6MYC. Anybody else? Bay Area? Bay Area. Sounds pretty quiet. You want to swing down and see if we find anybody in the Southland, Rob?
Okay. I'm not sure where my thing's pointed. I'm getting it everywhere.
Well, I'm just going to go to 150. I've got to swing it around and go east before we're done here anyway. There's 150, give or take. QRZ South, Bay Area, Bozo Net, Arizona, New Mexico, Arizona, New Mexico, Southern Nevada, QRZ Bozo Net, 6 meters, K6MYC, calling and listening. I didn't hear anybody. I'll be gold darned. Now, Eddie doesn't have anything on 6, huh?
I don't think so. I've never asked him. And Rick's 6, KB6RQU, I guess he had some issues with it, so it's not up.
Well, the last thing I heard, he had been working on it, but he was still struggling. He thought he had it fixed, but it still didn't work, so I don't know. Maybe sometime before he gets on with anything on 6, he has to climb on the roof, and he doesn't feel good up there anymore, and I don't think the wife wants him up there either. We're all getting older. So what he used to do 5 and 10 years ago, in a minute and a half, he can't even think about it now. So it may never get fixed. And based on his level of activity, he's probably not going to do anything as far as changing it out. It's a homebrew quad, as I recall.
Yep, I can relate to that.
Yeah. Any more word from your doctor on your torn ligament there?
Yep, I'm going for surgery a week from tomorrow.
Oh, very good. You'll be a one-armed bandit for a while then.
Yep, I guess so. Not a very good one because it's my good arm.
For heaven's sake. Okay. Yeah, I know you said it was your right arm. That's a shame. Okay. Well, I think we're done. You might as well make it count. We can roll this thing into a ball and get it wrapped up. I'm kind of worn out from the hodgepodge that we started with. I had 4 circuit breaker quits, and I don't know what caused it. We finally got it to stay in holding, and the power supply had only been on, well, I guess it had been on all day, but it doesn't run hot because it doesn't do anything except run the 2 receivers here. It does run the ASU also. I forgot about that, so it was probably drawing 5 to 10 amps. Anyway, it's been acting up, so I'm going to try and get off of the AC side of things. I have a little widget that gives us 12 volts off the 50 at 25 or 30 amps, and it should be adequate to run both of these radios. And I won't have any power supplies in here running, and that'll be good. The only thing that'll be going is wall warts. Go get a drink out of the icebox while you're counting. I'll be listening.
Okay, I think I've got 23.
23?
Yep, QSL.
Okay. I wonder why Aaron's very weak tonight. He was good at the beginning. Oh, no, that was on 220. Aaron's weak on 6 tonight, Aaron. Let me go get a drink. I got to wash this dinner down. I didn't have a drink with my dinner, and I'm thirsty. K6MYC. I'll be right back.
Roger. Terry, KC5DTU, KM6SR. Yeah, I forgot to remind Mike again. I guess he got busy and forgot.
Who is it, Rob? I don't hear him.
That's Kerry, Mike, KC5DTU.
Kerry must have forgotten up the antenna, pointed a different direction. I pointed right at you, Kerry. I can't even hear you.
Did you copy that, Mike? I'm getting him fine.
I cannot even detect Kerry. He's undetectable.
Yeah, according to the stream, he's at 165.
It's just where I've got it pointed, but he ain't there. He ain't there at any heading. I just moved it to 154, and I don't hear anything. Let's try it down here at 144, 140, 138. Anything there, Kerry? KC5D to you. You must be running a milliwatt.
How's that? That any better?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You want me to give you some chatter? You can try to peek on me there. KC5DTU. KC5DTU, and we got Sparky here talking to you. K6MY said, you hungry, buddy? Ready to get some dinner? It'll be just a minute. We'll feed you. Yeah, just a minute. We'll get dinner for you. KC5DTU, K6MYC.
Roger, Michael. It helps if I switch to the right antenna. I was on the vertical. I was talking to you on the vertical.
Yeah, I knew something wasn't right.
Yeah, roger that. Well, now it sounds like Mikey, and sounds like you finished chow there, so that's a good thing.
We just about got the plate clean. I got a couple of pieces of asparagus left, and that's it. So, good dinner, though. Boy, I got a lot of stuff on the plate, but I was hungry tonight. I didn't snack very much today. I just had a little light breakfast of cereal, and then I had one cheese treat, one of those $half round cheese treats at about 4 o'clock, and that was it. So, I was hungry. Anyway, I was going to call you today. I told you the wrong information on that special that was on about Trump's all the history of all the things that they were doing to take him down. It was on Newsmax. I thought I was on Fox, but I was over on Newsmax. Over.
Roger that. Well, that explains why I couldn't find anything. I gave it a look, but I'll let you clue me up, and we'll get caught up when we do that face-to-face QSO.
Okay. Well, as far as I know, I haven't heard from the hearing aid place. I hope to hear from them tomorrow. One or two things should be happening. I've got a new pair coming in that are brand new. They should have been here. They should be here this week sometime. And I've also got the repaired left hearing aid coming in, which will be none too quick because the old one is starting to fail on me now. I had to take the wax thing out of it today because it was getting clogged up and I couldn't hear through the left side. So the left side is doing all kinds of weird things here. Anyway, I should have either one or both of those, and what we're going to try and do is combine the appointment so they can give me the old repaired one, and they can also fix me up with the brand new ones to try. I've got a 60-day or a 30, 45-day trial period on the new ones. This is a different brand. And I also bought a Bluetooth box, but it's a different brand. So the old Bluetooths only work with the old hearing aids. And I've been going through mental gymnastics on what I'm going to do. If I want to watch TV, I have to put that hearing aid in. If I want to watch the radio or listen to the radio, I put this hearing aid in. Over.
Roger that. Well, we'll work it out. Tomorrow seems to be the only day that we have appointments, and that's in the afternoon. And then I have an engagement in the evening to try and get caught up. But I'm going to try and make it back in time for the 1296. So the rest of the week, just let me know what you're going to do.
Yeah, well, of course, as soon as I know something, I'll get with you. We'll coordinate it. I'm not going to have a lot of choice on the appointment times. That's the only problem. The hearing aid guy is he's running on a half-day schedule these days. I can get in there all day long, but if I want to talk to Alan, the guy that does the best job for me, I have to go in on his schedule. Anyway, good morning, good evening to you. Let you go, and can't think of anything else that I don't want to start opening up the political door right now. Leave that alone. And we'll get into that when we see you. But this thing that was on Newsmax was quite timely, but I haven't heard any other comments about it. It might have been just something that they were going to put on. It was a special and only related to almost an hour or two of just all the crap that they threw at Trump from 2016 on with Alan Bragg and Jack Smith and all the rest of the crap. Over.
Roger. Okay. Well, I'll save it and looking forward to it. So just keep me informed, and I'll do likewise, and we'll work something out there, Michael.
All righty. Thanks much. Over to you, Rob, for a final 7-3 Curie. Thanks for popping in this evening, and I'm glad we figured out why I couldn't hear you. I'm glad it wasn't something I did stupid. I have enough of those. We don't need more of them on my end. I'm glad that somebody else does something stupid every now and then. KM6SRR and the group, K6MYC, Bozo 47 and Delta Mike 07, doing my closure of the 50 megahertz net here on August 11, 2026.
I think it's August 10th, Mike.
August 10th?
Yep, that's what my computer says.
Yeah, well, you are right, I guess, because I kept hearing August 10th all day on the radio, but I thought you told me August 10th last night on the log that I did, so that's why I wrote in August 11, but I can make a 1 into a 0 real easy. Carry on.
Okay, yeah, I could have told you that. I was a little off yesterday. Anyway, good to hear you in there, Kerry. I'm surprised I had such good copy on you. I'm running horizontal also.
Well, I was vertical when I first started there, Rob, and I looked up there and I go, oh, shoot, no wonder Mike can't hear me. And I switched over. So, no, you got a good signal, and always a good signal here.
Yeah, maybe Mike has a little bit of dirt sort of in the way there, but I guess I'm looking at you right down that little valley between the tabletop mountains there, over.
Roger. I got you. Man, you just burning my meter up here. Anyhow, I was going to tell you that that pile of junk that I took down the bill, he gave me a call over the weekend and had that thing singing like a canary.
Oh, wow. He got on right away, huh?
Yeah, roger that. So now just waiting for that speaker to come back. Guy, it's really weird. Bill, I got an email from the guy telling me the speaker was ready, and a little bit later in the day, Bill called me and gave me a preview of playing that radio.
Okay, that's cool. So when are you going to get the speaker?
Well, this guy, the way he does business is kind of weird. He gets the speaker, repairs it, then he emails you a bill, and he only takes check or cash. So you send him a check back, and once he receives it, then he mails the speaker back. So I mailed the check off, and now just waiting until he gets it and do the return.
Yep, that sounds good. Well, it'll be interesting to see it and hear it. You're going to leave the cabinet the way it is, or are you going to do something different?
I have the cabinet up on the counter here. Laura's about ready to kill me. I've been working on it. I'm gonna try and I guess smooth out some of the rough edges. But I had to, apparently, I don't know. It looks like it's set in some water and it caused some of the wood to expand. So nothing bad, but I've been repairing it.
Yep, probably just needs a little TLC, huh?
Yeah, roger that. And the next biggie also is finding speaker cloth for it. Bill told me that the mic here and he both have speaker cloth, so I shouldn't have any problem there.
Yeah, well, we saw firsthand. We know that Bill's got more parts than he knows what to do with, huh?
Roger that. Man, he was telling me though, and I didn't even notice it. I guess I had never looked at that thing, but I guess one of the tube sockets was kind of reamed out, so he had to replace that also.
Yep, he definitely knows what he's doing. He gets a good once-over when he's checking it out. So when are you going to go down and pick it up?
Well, he pretty much he said, and he wants me to get the speaker and bring the speaker down with when I come down. So I'll probably do that. He wants to hook up the speaker.
Yeah, that makes sense. He wants to make sure everything together is working like it should. So, well, I may not be able to go with you. I'm getting surgery a week from tomorrow on my shoulder.
Oh, boy. Okay. Well, good luck on it, Rob. And where is the surgery going to be down here in Fresno?
Yep, at Clovis Community. My doctor I've always used for doing that, Dr. Simonian, is going to do it.
Okay, good deal. Well, we're about 4 minutes from the hospital, so if you need a hamburger or a burrito, give me a call.
Don't put any jalapenos in it.
Yeah, that's good to know, Kerry. The only problem is I guess they're going to do me in and out, so you'd have to be really quick, huh? But that sure sounds good there, over.
Okay, roger that. Well, good luck on it, Rob, and keep me informed on it. Let me know when it's done and how it comes out. I'll be interested in hoping he does you a good job.
Yeah, he cleaned up my other rotator cuff before when I had that bicycle accident. I happened to tear that one and broke my scapula on the other side, so I couldn't do much of anything, even your normal things. I had to have the wife help me out, so that's what you have when you sign up for this better or worse stuff, you know?
Yeah, no grab ass for the nurses.
Sounds like Michael is going to be keeping an eye on you also.
Well, he's going to be invalided, so he won't be giving the nurses any trouble, at least with the right hand.
I think the boss is going to keep strict control on him there, Michael.
You think she's got a... Probably so. She's got a chain that goes from the belt on the left side, and it's only 6 inches long to the wrist on the left side, over.
Roger that. Okay. I know you close down the net and want to get inside there. And Rob, good talking to you. Keep me up to date, like I said. So 73s to you, and we'll be talking to you again, I'm sure, before. And Michael, we'll schedule K6NYC, KM6SR, and KC5DTU.
Yeah, Roger, very good. I'm in the house tonight, so I'm not out where the hot is. Much nicer here tonight. All right, 7-3, Kerry. Go ahead, Rob.
Okay, Kerry. I'll keep you informed there. Thank you. KC5DTU, KM6SR, 73. I guess I better make up the log here, Mike, and get her submitted there. So we'll say 73, K6NYC, KM6SR.
Yeah, good night, Rob. I was just about to say I'm going to push the button here and go over to 40 meters. Although I'm listening on 40 today, I had it on 40. I didn't ever go over to 6 until late in the afternoon. But 40 was full of static crashes all day long, which is very unusual. I had static crashes that were holding the meter at S9 not only pointed north, with the north Yagi, but also the one that was pointed to the east at the time. The 3 element was east. Well, yeah. So it was terrible. I don't think it's going to be any better tonight, so I probably won't be doing any 40-meter stuff tonight. Over. Anyway.
That happened because of our overcast that came in, I guess?
I have no idea, but it was from all directions. I mean, at least 2 directions. It was almost identical. I had the antenna toward the north, and I looked at the meter, and this sucker was S9, and it hardly ever gets up there to the north like that. Usually about S7 is the peak, and it's sitting there at S9, and this is like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's just popping and snapping and making all kinds of noise. I switched over to the east antenna. I was doing the same thing, and I don't know if we've got rain in the Sierras. I didn't hear any threats of rain within 1,000 miles here, but who knows? Anyway, maybe I'm just hearing the crackles from the fire up there in Washington.
Yep, or maybe those darn Iranians are doing something there. They're still causing all kinds of issues.
Yeah, talk about guys with either no brains or big balls. They're asking us to pay for all the damage that we had created in their country during the war. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I about fell off my chair and drove off the road when I heard that today. That's crazy. I don't know. And then they're saying before they're going to open the Strait of Hormuz. So I don't think they have much control over the Strait of Hormuz last time I checked.
Well, they have. They're shooting at boats out there. We're still getting them through, but we're not getting the volume through that we'd like. We're getting through about, I think, 20, 25 a day, and it we should be doing like 100 a day. So they're controlling it to that extent. And they hit an oil tanker the other day and lit something on the deck on fire, but didn't do any damage to the tanker in terms of damaging the oil or its motivation. We've got something that we do to the ships. I'm not sure how we do it, but if you've noticed, when we go in and we take out somebody that's making a run at the strait that shouldn't be going, and to barricade people, we just go right out and we take out somehow we take out either the propeller or something in the drivetrain, because the ship is not damaged, but it can't move.
Well, that's good. We're using some technology and saving some of our firepower. I wish we would find wherever those missiles come from, they're shooting at them. After a while, if we go and bomb each one every time we see one happen, they're not going to have anything left to be shooting.
Well, you'd think so. My God, you would have think we had them all by now. But these bastards, they got tunnels. They've been digging tunnels for 45, 48 years since they've been there. And they only have one thing in mind, and that's to cause all kinds of trouble and try to take over the world, and we don't care. They don't care, and they're even in their religious doctrine, it says they can lie and do anything they want, and any agreement they make, they don't have to stand by, and everything. It's right in their it's right in their religious documents. It's unbelievable. So you're not going to make any deals with these guys. You just have to hold them under. I think Trump's got them by the yin-yangs right now, because he got their money flow, $400 million a day normally coming in there to run the country, and there's nothing coming in, and they're in deep trouble. But they don't want to admit it, of course.
Well, that's part of what we need to do. The other is, I think, just this business about stopping and making deals is a bunch of garbage, unless it's helping us, because when there's a lull, they move around and we find out more of where they are. But other than that, I don't see any advantage of stopping. I just keep bombing the hell out of them, wipe them out. That's all we need to do.
Yeah, well, all our bombs are high-tech bombs, so they're not cheap. It's not like the old bombs that had nothing but a shell around a bunch of dynamite. So we're running some people are saying we're running our storage of weapons low, and we probably are, but not in any danger of running out. But I don't think he just wants to keep peppering it. he's trying to maintain a little bit of frugal leftovers in case we have some problem some other places. Anyway, I wish it could be done with quickly, but I don't think there's any way to be. They're so infiltrated in amongst the people that if you did go in there and take out the entire Revolutionary Guard, you'd take out about 10 million infidels, regulars at the same time, and I don't think Trump wants to do that. He's not into killing people that way.
Yep, I can respect that, but we've got some good technology where we know where they all are. We ought to not give an inch on them. I don't know. It's just something that frustrates me. There's no way of making deals, and we keep stopping to make deals, and we're not improving our economy over here by making deals with them.
Well, that's true. But we do have oil down to $75 a gallon. They want to get it down to 65. And it probably will be another 2 or 3 weeks on this Straits of Hormuz thing, and we're going to have it going one way or the other. Oman and the other nations are going to get involved in that. But, boy, the chutzpah of their latest requests or demands on us for ending the war, it's like they won. You're on your knees. You've got the guillotine coming down at about a full speed of travel. It's halfway down the slide rails, and your head's in the neck, head's in the crotch, and you're telling us that we better do this and we better do that. It's such a joke. I can't believe it. They got such. Yeah, actually, it's better that they come out with those real ridiculous demands, because it finally shows everybody where they're coming from. They're just a bunch of idiots from that standpoint. Anyway, good evening, Rob. And there was something else I was going to mention about their the big bone of contention here is Karg Island. I know Trump does not want to damage or go in there with troops and take Karg Island, which we could do, but he doesn't want to bomb it out of commission also, because it's the way that oil gets transferred out of the country. And if they reach the right agreement, we could do the same thing with their oil that we're doing with Venezuela. We're buying the oil, and they're getting the money for it, but we're doing the control of where it goes and how it comes out of there. And I think they want to maintain that transfer station, which is on Karg Island. They have a huge underground tube, apparently, that transfers the oil from the mainland out to that island. And they probably have a fair amount of storage tanks on the island also. So that's a critical thing, but that's in contention, but it doesn't get talked about much. Over.
Yep, that's true, but I think because we're not letting them send any of their oil out, they've filled up all their storage things, so they got to shut down their wells, and it takes quite a bit to get them going again.
Well, I think that's true to an extent, but I don't think it slowed them up that much. I think they've got ways around that. That doesn't seem to be of their big concern. We've got a huge amount of their money in control. Kerry, I asked Kerry about how we're doing that. Our I can't remember the name of the guy that's the head of the Treasury for our country, but he's got control of their money, and so it's frozen in banks all over the world. And they've got a lot of money, and we don't want to let any of that money trickle in there until we've got them even further on their knees. But any of that money going in there, they're just, you know what they're going to do with it? They don't do anything good with the money. That's the bad part. It ain't going to be to help the people out, that's for sure. Over.
Yep, that's why I wouldn't give them a bit of money at all. Just, beat them down.
It's got to be billions. It's got to be built up to something in 10 to 20 billion we've got stashed in banks around the world that is theirs, but they can't get their hands on it, and we don't want them to either. And I guess we've got it pinched off pretty tight. Russia is making noise, and China's making noise, or people say they are, but I think Trump's got them sort of slowed up to a trickle. Russia's not in any place where they want to take us on, that's for sure.
Yep, they got their hands full with Ukraine, that's for sure. Yeah, I just kind of wonder about China, but I guess Trump's been talking to Xi, and I guess they have some kind of understanding, I guess, going.
Yeah, he has, at least with Xi. I don't think the Chinese government in some ways is much different, though, than the Revolutionary Guard and the people controlling Iran right now. There's 2 or 3 different factions. You've got the Chinese Communist Party, which Xi is not exactly head of. And you got the Chinese military, and there's 2 or 3 big factions over there. So far, I think Xi has sort of got them under control, and hopefully it'll keep it that way. And according to Trump, he's got a good relationship with Xi, and that seems to be the case. At least they both put on a good show. Xi is not being stupid like the Iranians are with demands and stuff. So that's good. At least they're talking.
Yep. Well, I don't know. Anyway, I guess I better let you go, Mike. Just gets me all annoyed talking about this stuff.
Yeah. Well, one thing that hasn't showed up on the news except one place I heard it, and that's Trump did wrote a new executive order about 2-3 days ago, which is requesting now that they take the triple vaccination that they're giving children. They do it all in one main shot. They give them measles, smallpox, and something else all in one shot. And there's some evidence, although I hear from different sources there's no evidence. The CDC and all others are saying no, there's nothing to say this causes a what is it in children? It's not ADD, but I can't think of the name of the illness in their brain that it can cause. But there's evidence that there is a reason to be concerned about all those jabs all at once. And Kennedy thinks that's a factor, but other people don't, and they're bad-mouthing Kennedy like crazy. They're putting him on the same plane of lying as Tony Fauci, and saying that he's killing as many people as Fauci is. One of the guys on KMJ was saying that today. I know, come on. He's a fart in a windstorm compared to Fauci, even if he is making a few medical mistakes. They say, oh, he's not a doctor. Yeah, but he's been in that industry, and he was a doctor's lawyer for many years, so he's not in. Only thing he hasn't done is cut people open. I think he's probably much tuned up on medical stuff as any doctor is. And who trusts the CDC anyway to say there's no evidence of this and there's no evidence of that? They're all now going back to the same mentality that we had during COVID, and we listened to and believed all the crap they were putting out, and it was all BS. Over.
Yep, that's for sure. Are you talking about autism maybe that the kids will get?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people think that Kennedy's kind of anti-vax.
Yes, autism. But this announcer in the afternoon on KMJ would he just hates Kennedy. He just says he's just on keeping that job because it's helping him sell his own products. Well, I think he doesn't need the money. He's selling the products that he's selling, which are natural health products. He's selling his products on his website because he thinks that it's going to people do people good. I don't think Kennedy needs the money, so he doesn't have to sell those natural products. He's doing it because he thinks it's good for people. And I don't think he has any negative or bad intentions, but this guy just hates him with a passion. It's like he's got John Kennedy, like Trump derangement syndrome. He's got it for Kennedy. Over.
Yeah, I think what you talking about, Philip Teresi on the afternoon program.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with him on a lot of things, and he's well versed on what's going on in the state and Fresno and all that. But when he gets off on Kennedy, man, he just goes ballistic.
Yeah, I think I've heard him before. He doesn't particularly care for Kennedy at all. So anyway, that's kind of the way it is, I guess. Have to live with it.
Yeah, well, yeah, I listen to KMJ exclusively because it runs in my house all the time. I leave it on whether I can hear it or not. So I have a tendency to be following the programming and following the guy they had on in place of Appleton today was really, really good and really educational. He went through all the stuff and explained this whole entangled mess of Proposition C and all the rest of that that is going on in Fresno. Not that I care, not that it affects me, but in a way it does. Anyway, I've been listening to all that, and he was doing a wonderful job of explaining just the mechanism, how things are being construed and screwed around with by the different agencies and different parts of the government in California that can put stuff over on the voter. It was really a good show. Anyway, I'll let you go. We can go on and on. But yeah, I'm just not happy with the afternoon guy. He's done that once before, and I got ticked off. And I tried to call, and they said, well, lines are busy. And they said, well, call and talk to us, and then you listen to the whole show, and he doesn't talk to a single person. I've called 5 times in the last week and a half or so about various things that was disturbing me, and every single time I call, even when there's nobody on there, even when there's not a talk show going, I call them just to talk to them and tell them about their terrible commercials and some of the stuff they're doing wrong that makes it very difficult for people like me with hard of hearing. They have these news broadcasts. Well, they do traffic in the morning, and they play music behind the traffic report. Well, it's hard enough to hear the traffic report. Here you are in traffic. You've got noise in your car or truck or whatever, and you're trying to hear the streets that are being tied up, or there's an accident on such and such, and they're playing this goddamn music in the news broadcast. What the heck's that all about?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't paid that close attention to that part, but I think you're talking about John Duarte there, and yeah, our past mayor, she's got some kind of organization going where he was really laying it out on how they can raise money and they can do what they want by being steered with these big donors and stuff, because they don't answer to anybody. They don't get voted in. They're just in charge of a big I don't know what you call it, the pressure group.
Yep, that's right. A past mayor. She switched from Republican to Democrat, of all things. That's very rare. I think she's just been bought off, and she's figured that she's got a group that's a tax exempt thing. You know, it's one of those deals. And that's what she's working on. She's the one that's been pushing this thing up in the state legislature to get it put on the ballot. Yeah. No, it wasn't Duarte. It's another guy, John. It's a name that's similar to the afternoon guy, John Duarte. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I was listening to him, but I don't remember exactly now. Yeah, I forgot her name, but it's Ashley Schwerenzen. She's the one that's got that group going. And I really disagree with her.
Yeah, I used to think she was okay a couple, 4, 5, or 10 years ago. Of course, again, not being in Fresno, I didn't follow the politics too much, but she always sounded like she was logical, and a lot of people liked her. Well, now everybody's had to go to the other side on her because she's doing all this stuff with this Proposition C, and trying to get this damn thing through, the 28-page or 32-page thing that nobody's going to read and get it on the ballot. And what it is mostly for bike trails and bus lanes, and if they got money left over, they'll fix your road. Well, that's just not exactly what we need. It's exactly opposite what we need. The roads, the bus lanes, for what it's worth, and bike lanes are nobody's clamoring for that crap, particularly at 108 degrees out there. Over.
Yeah, that's what one of the guys called into the morning program the other day and mentioned something like he doubts if anybody's going to be riding them in this hot weather. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I don't know, and they don't get that many people to ride them either. So our money should be going to where people use, what they use the most should be getting the most money. But they just, they got their own liberal agenda. They're bought up by all these green people, the pollution people or whatever. Anyway, I don't know. Okay, I better let you go, Mike. I'm getting sick and tired of them.
The global warming and the climate change people, yeah, which is all wrong in the first place. They've got their head rammed so far now, and they just will not come around, even though the obvious is right in front of them. What makes me laugh is, what is oil and what is gasoline? It's energy from the sun that's been converted to some other form. What is solar? What is energy that we have now? I'm on solar panels. As you know, I'm off grid completely. I'm using the power of the sun to charge batteries, which then run through an inverter and make AC and DC. And I'm using that energy. It's no different than the millions of years of foliage and stuff that that formed all the oil underground. That's just stored energy in another form of sun energy. It all came from the sun, and they just can't put the sun into the perspective of how big a factor it is. And then, of course, you mix all the wildfires with that. All these wildfires that they've got going on up in the northern half of Washington State and in British Columbia, and all the way up there, even in Calgary area, they got a huge fire that's west of them. That's just a huge fire. And all that stuff, that negates anything you do with not running gasoline in your car to get from point A to point B. Over.
Yep, I agree with you. They just don't have it figured out, I guess. It doesn't help them control you if they let you be independent and pick the energy you want to use. So that's what they're after. The bottom line is control.
Yeah, the top 1% of those folks are control. The rest of them just go along with it because they get sold on the idea. And they don't think beyond that point. There's such a lack of critical thinkers these days that can't listen to all the facts and make answers come out. Anybody that's stupid enough to say we should open all the prisons, shut down all the prisons and let all the people out, that's beyond idiocy. Anyway, good night, Rob. We won't stir your pot anymore there. The blind, the idiocy and stuff that's out there right now is absolutely beyond me. It's just, you wonder about people. And unfortunately, we went through 20 or 30 years of the last bit of our education system that didn't teach most of the kids. Some learned it on their own, some got it, some didn't. But we weren't teaching how to think critically and how to solve problems with bits and pieces of information and how to search for information so you can come up with the right answers. That's what's missing. When they get the information after a while, they don't believe it. Or they don't read it, they don't search for it, so they never hear it, they don't even know. It's just frustrating to be listening to this with my 89 years of that, and you've got a fair amount of years under you, and you came up through this whole thing. 73 KM6SRR K6MYC. Good evening.
Okay, Mike. Yeah, one more thing. Laura Trump the other night had on this lady, a teacher from Britain, and she really had it nailed down what was really going on. They're just not holding the people responsible, and they got too many things interfering with teaching the kids the old reliable things that people need to know in order to achieve and do better. So I thought that lady was really on top of it. I can't remember her name, but anyway, K6MYC, KM6SR 73.
Okay, I guess I missed that. The other one that didn't show up on the news anywhere, which baffles me. Trump's, he's rebuilding the ballroom, and it turns out they're doing a lot more to the ballroom than they had originally anticipated, because the military came to them and said, we could really improve the security if you let us go down underground, many floors down. And what they've done now is they put a hospital down there. They got a full food facility down there, all the backups to the upper stuff, and a hospital below the ground underneath the ballroom. And there was 3 federal judges last week that got an injunction against Trump to stop the construction on the ballroom. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did, but they had a preface in there saying that they could continue on their underground work, which I thought was interesting.
Oh, they were going to let them build the stuff underground, but they just didn't want them to work on the. Well, it's all not funded out of anything, and it's all funded by private money, so they don't have a thing to say about it as far as I'm concerned. It's just stupidity, and he's going to be back at work in a few days, but it shut him down for 14 days, over.
Yeah, well, the liberals just want to disrupt things. That's all they want to do. Just be a fly in the ointment, and any way they can just cause issues, that's what they're after doing. So it's very, very productive for our country, to be like that.
Yeah, that's the sick part of it. And you cannot justify anything that they're doing or any of the ideas that they have with anything. You just can't justify it. You can look at history, you can look at common sense, you can take it any way you want it, but you don't want to do any of the things that the DSA is projecting. And it's good that they're at least putting their platform out there, because it's so full of stupidity that maybe somebody will wake up. Every day, 3 more Americans will wake up, hopefully. Good night, Rob. Talk to you. KM6SRR or K6MYC.
Okay, Mike. K6MYC, KM6SR 73.